welcome in back in the lab. It's your big homie, Boss Man Busy.
YJ, we here with it. Back again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we gotta talk about this young fella, man, that's been all over the news, Jizzle. He been in the news for a couple of reasons lately. And who we talking about? We talking about that boy, LaRussell. LaRussell. And yeah, he's been talking his talk. One, he talked about Lil Wayne, which we're gonna get into later on. But just to give you a little background on LaRussell, man, he's a artist who's known for being strong in the independent game, and he's made a name for himself in the independent game, and he's been somewhat successful. Like he's been making lots and lots of money doing the independent, and all of a sudden now he signs with Roc Nation, man. Crazy.
Yeah. I just from skimming the Wikipedia, since 2018 to 2025, this man has over 20 albums. It looked like over 20 albums. He got one with Mike and Keys, producer. Got one with Hit Boy, producer. Just he been flooding. I think 2020 had like 3 albums. 2018, 2 albums. 2022, 2 albums. You know, just the whole. There's not a year ever that you see that he didn't drop. What it seemed like. I didn't do. You know, I didn't do looking into it too much, but yeah, he has a ton of work put out there independently, and now we get to this point. So we're gonna see what he say on this announcement, Breakfast Club, and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead and check this out, man. LaRussell on the Breakfast Club, Mr. Independent, my ass.
Time around.
You know, I'm officially signed to Roc Nation.
Hey, wow.
Now what changes? What does that mean?
It means I now have support beyond just my homies and somebody who truly believe in what I'm doing, who's already done what I've done to show me the path. You know, I've gotten to a point of so much success independently where I'm from that I lost my guides. You know, I surpassed a lot of people who did what I've done. So we've been doing this with no blueprint, no map, no route. Like I'm the first in my family to ever perform at Super Bowl and curate a house band. And you know, all of this is a first. And Hove has been here and done it. So it just gives us a different level of infrastructure. And I'm still indie. I still own all my masters. I still spend my pay. I still do what I want. But now I have a support where, like, I'm from the Bay is going to radio. I've never been able to get to radio. You know, it's just a different system. And as soon as we agree, like, man, let's work, they were instantly like, we believe in this record. We willing to take it to radio. I've had partnerships prior where they try to tell me it ain't worth it. Your song not worth going on radio until you get a TikTok moment or some viral chain. It's like, why we count on TikTok to believe in something that we all believe in personally, you know?
We'll stop right there, man. We're gonna stop right there. So of course he said some things that are true, is true. He spoke about, of course, signing with a major label or a label period or distribution company, whatever you want to call it. Now he can get his songs, his music on the radio. That's one thing he couldn't do by himself. But when we talk about distribution, we got DistroKid, we got Landar, we got so many other independent, like small distribution companies that artists use. Do you think what he did, signing to this label, Roc Nation, was the best move for him? With what you just heard him say.
Right. I think it had to be for him to make this, because he was, like you said, he's been so hell bent on independent and preaching that for so long. I feel like it had to been like a deal he couldn't refuse type of thing. Of course, he said he had his own. He still got his own masters and whatnot.
It makes you wonder, like, what the hell did Jay-Z get? Like, I'm pretty sure he got a percentage. We know that. And we know, of course, Roc Nation now is trying to become like a distro kid where they give you what it is, 85%, they take 15%. And if you do the math for a small artist, that's not good at all.
And I don't think, because the thing is, it's like with any company, once you have leverage, like, yeah, they're saying that this is what they're doing for artists as far as this distribution, Roc Nation. That's for artists. Like unestablished, anybody who wants to put out anything can do something with Roc Nation. But I feel like when he comes to the table with his lawyer in this track record from 2018 to now, this is the deal he got is not what, it's probably looking a much better because of the leverage that he has in the game and just what he brings to the table, type solo without nothing.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. He put in the legwork. So, you like you said, you go into these contract talks with leverage. Like, this is what I did without you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What can you do for me that I can't do for myself? And
Right.
and I'm pretty sure that there's plenty of things that, he's under Jay-Z, man. But at the same time, we know what Cole said, but that's another story. Now, when we
A
talking
slave.
about yeah. When we talking about this guy as an independent artist and what he's preached throughout the years of his early career, what do you think an artist who follows him and is trying to follow? I know he said he don't have a blueprint, but he created one for himself. Who's trying to follow that blueprint, and now all of a sudden he's signed to a fucking. How you think they feel, bro?
Well, I mean, it would depend on their mindset, but as far as when it comes to the radio, that's a whole different thing. So from a fan's perspective, if you really a fan of him, I would say, like, wouldn't you be glad he's on the radio now? Like, like he's on the radio now. He got somewhere doing things that he couldn't do before. So I would think they would look like, ugh, this man put in his work now. He made the leap over into these offices and whatnot. Now I get to hear him on the radio, type of thing. So, and now
You
the only, huh?
No, go ahead. Continue your thought. I don't want to mess up your thought process. Go ahead.
The only caveat I would say to that is if the music changes now that he's on the label, like if he starts doing shit that his core audience, they're like, okay, what the fuck are you doing now? You done signed to the label, now the music don't. You trying to trying to get your little bootleg Ed Sheeran, Sharon's, and you trying to do country rock and all this other shit you wasn't doing. What happened to the Hit Boy? What happened to that would be the only thing I would say. Keep it consistent what you doing in your motion and whatnot. So
now, of course, you brought up, he get to keep his masters, which is great. I think that would be a speaking point before the radio for me, because I don't fucking listen to the radio, bro. I really don't. When I get in my car,
true.
My phone connects to it, whether it's Pandora or YouTube or Spotify. That's where I'm listening to my music. I don't listen to the radio, so getting my music on the radio would not be a selling point, but it kind of is because you get paid for that. You know what I'm saying? You do get paid for your songs getting spins on the radio. It's just like streams. So that's another source of income. But
yeah,
I didn't know people really still listen to the fucking radio.
My old lady, man, get in the car, ain't nothing connected. Just shit be on, But only time I listen to the radio is whenever I got my earbud in. Do that weird shit when you get in the car and the radio be on, then it connect and that shit cut out. It'd be like 10 seconds of radio, then my shit. But so but it's exposure. That's one thing it is. It's exposure. Someone riding down the street, they've been listening to Leon Thomas and everything else that's getting played on the radio, and then we got this new track, LaRussell, and hear the song, and now they want to go stream it. So there is some exposure with it. So I get that aspect of it. I kind of want to hear what he's about to say on that.
Yeah, I was going.
He's about to say.
Yes. See what else he got to say, man. Because
Right.
I want to pick his brain apart.
Yeah.
What was the energy when you was at home? And Emery and all those guys?
You see, just you asking that made me smile. Like that shows you like the presence and the energy. And prior to us going, my homie Splash was like, "Man, you gonna meet Hov today? Like, how you feeling?" And I was telling him like, "Man, I'm conflicted because I honestly don't know who I'm gonna meet because of the Diddy thing and just meeting so many other people." And I was like, "Man, I'm nervous because I don't know who I'm gonna meet. Am I gonna meet like
The
someone
Diddy
that I'm like,
thing.
man, this is what I hope for? Like, damn."
He conflicted because of the Diddy thing. What the fuck? That shit sounded. What? That shit came out of. Did that not come out of?
Bro, I was trying to break my goddamn mouse trying to pause this shit. Like, what the fuck did he just say?
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Another one. Mm-hmm. And it was everything beyond. Like who social media and the internet make Hov out to be is so far from what it is. Just from my interpretation, I can only go off my gauge and who I sat with and who I spoke with. Even before I went, my mama was like, "But what about all the YouTube videos?" And she was really worried and concerned. Yeah. And I was telling her, like, man, one day I'm going to be successful to the point where all those same videos going to be about me, and you're going to be mad because you're going to have to fight for me for who I am. Yes. And I told her, I said, I'm going to go make my own determination. I'm going to sit with him. And, man, like, he poured into us and same vice versa. And he even told me, like, the fact that he would say, "Man, I'm glad you said something because I'm not above criticism. And if you didn't, I wouldn't have changed my own house and this wouldn't exist." That's a powerful statement to make as a nigga who up here. Yeah. Because he's high enough to be like, "Nigga, I don't care what you talking about. I ain't never got to see you again,"
Tune into the Breakfast Club now.
I like what he said, but it because he's telling the truth. Some of the things that are being said about Jay-Z, it's gonna happen to a lot of heavyweights. Some heavyweights get their ass tore up because of what they really did. Jay-Z has not been charged with anything, but his name has been in a lot. So I understand his concerns, and I think anybody would. Like, wait, man, you fuck with Diddy, don't you?
Man, nah, man, I'm not. Hey, he said some real ass shit, but but yeah, it come with the territory, far as his music, I really gotta tap in and see what LaRussell got going on over there. I've heard a few songs. Far as the Lil Jon song, I never really heard it. When I have heard them, I haven't heard anything that jumped out at me like I need to go listen to it. Like it's almost like us doing this is gonna make me go listen more than the 10 songs that I've heard from him, type of thing. So I'm gonna go check him and see what it's all about, because I haven't really heard nothing from the 10, 15 songs I done heard from him. That's like, oh shit, this nigga snapping, like, So
let me ask you this before we move on, man, because I think this is a legit question. He got signed to Roc Nation, and to me, it seems like he got signed because his hustle is known all over the internet. And you remember I asked you backstage, have you ever heard of one of his songs? Can you name a song from LaRussell? You said no. Hell, I can't either. So it's crazy to me to see that he got signed to a label like Roc Nation, and he don't even have a viral hit. And normally when you're an independent artist, before a label will even talk to you, even consider signing you, you got to have a hit out there doing numbers. Now I know he probably got a lot of songs that's got numbers, but he got a fan base that he created because of his, I guess, his journey, not his music. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I don't know if I can go with that because his music is his backbone type of thing. So I don't want to. I don't want to take that away from him, type of thing. To say that, I guess, but I understand what you're saying, though. You know,
We might have to do a
yeah.
follow-up video after Jizzle listened to LaRussell's catalog or some of his catalog. And I'm going to do the same because I've heard some of his music and none of it stood out to me that make me say he needs to be signed with Roc Nation. I respect his hustle. I respect his grind. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of his music from what I've heard so far.
And honestly, I think he had enough leverage within the game where, I mean, hell, we seen February 13th, Zero put an album out. It said provided to you by Virgin Music. Like there's Orchid, there's Virgin, there's, I'm pretty sure these other labels had deals for him. I'm pretty sure any one of these other labels would work with LaRussell, being what his work ethic is, and being the grind that he had just off of his back alone. I think almost any label would work with him. So that's why I'm going back to the whole something about this deal that is probably not public information. He's giving us the tidbits, but there's something about this deal because he's in the prime position. Like, people aren't in his position. There's not a lot of rappers in his position.
I believe it's the fact that he built a fan base. And he had, when I first got on YouTube, they said all you need is to get you about 1,000 solid subscribers or super fans, and you can make a living off of music because everything you do, they're going to purchase. Do you believe that has something to do with it, bro?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And that 1,000, I don't know how many subscribers he got, but
I'm pretty sure his is way more than 1,000, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you magnify that to to the level he's at, then yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that.
So
he got this cult following. You said what?
So again, it ain't the music.
How, Sway? How? That's what all he does. He's not a podcast. All he does is make music, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. These cult followings, man.
Just if you was the best technician in the world, but nobody knew about you, and I seen how much money you make for your company, but nobody knew about you. I'm put them on the fucking payroll because everybody knows. This motherfucker work is authentic. Nobody can fuck with it. Yeah, I want to. It's not about. I guess it will be about how good you are with what you do, but anyway, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. All right. But salute to him for that. I just feel like he gonna have some disappointed fans because I think a lot of them did want him to stay independent, man.
It's a marathon, keep it going, racing to the finish. It's big business, just wait for the new one. In this lab, engineering classics.